Hi guys, these are your LEQ corrections for the second summative if you didn't do so well. There were two lessons within this LEQ. First, we talked about the binomial formula, and second, I taught you about expected number. We're going to focus on the binomial formula first. This formula helps you determine the probability of getting X successes in N trials of a binomial situation. Each piece plays a different part. The first piece helps you figure out how many ways items can be picked and arranged. The second piece helps you find the probability of picking a certain number of items. And the last piece helps you find the probability of not picking the rest of the items. In order to use the binomial formula, you need to find three things: the N, which is the total number of items the problem is talking about. When you find the N, you insert it in the formula in two spots. The X, the number of items you're picking in the problem. When you find the X in the problem, you insert it in three spots. And the P, the probability of you picking that item. When you find the P, you insert it in two spots. Putting it all together, there are some things to note. Those two numbers right there will always match. Whatever X you are putting in the first spot, you will put the exact same number above the P. They'll always match. The two powers that you have written on top will always add to N. Whatever the N is in the problem, whatever you put here in the front, these two powers will add to that number right there. And lastly, the two highlighted pieces, P and 1 minus P, will always add to 1. Let's try a problem. Suppose that 35% of math teachers use Bitmojis on their daily warm-up slides. If you surveyed 10 math teachers, what is the probability that exactly 4 of them use Bitmojis on their daily warm-up slides, like those? Yep, that's me and Mrs. Kimpton, in case you missed us. All right, first you find the N, which is 10. That's the total number of math teachers in the problem. Then you find the X. It's the number of math teachers they're asking you to find. And then you find the P, which is the percent in the problem. And now we put them in. The N goes in the problem in two spots. The X, which is 4, is going to go in the problem in 3 spots. The P, which is 35, is going to go in the problem in 2 spots. Please note, your P has to be put in as a decimal. Now all I'm going to do here is do a little condensing. Notice my 1 minus 0.35 just became 0.65. Notice my 10 minus 4 as the last power just became 6. Now I want to point some things out. See how this 4 right here and this is a 4 right here. That's what I was talking about, those always matching. See this 4 up here and this 6 up here? If you add them together, you get the 10 in the front, which is the N. And lastly, 0.35 plus 0.65 adds to 1. Or if you think of it in percents, 0.35 plus 0.65 gives you 100%. The first piece helps you figure out how many ways you can pick 4 teachers out of 10 and arrange them. It would be like listing: Maloney, Badillion, Kimpton, Weaver, Maloney, Badillion, Weaver, Kimpton, Weaver, Kimpton, Maloney, Badillion, until you've found all the different ways you can rearrange those 4 teachers. It would be a big long list. We don't want to do that. That's why we use the C. The next piece helps me find the probability of picking those 4 teachers, and there's a 35% chance that I pick them. And the last piece helps me find the probability of not picking the remaining 6 teachers. These guys are not going to use Bitmojis on their daily warm-up slides. pretty much because they're lame. Okay, now all we have to do is put it into our calculator. Here we go. You type in the 10. You type math. Go over to probability. Go down to the C and then type in the 4. Now remember, right here, see how my cursor is small next to the 4? I need to hit the right arrow key one time to make him big again before I type in my 0.35. Raise him to the 4th power. And see how my cursor's teeny up here by this 4? I have to hit the right arrow one time again to make him big before I type in the 0.65 raised to the 6th power. You can leave your answer like this, or you can change it to a percent. So there's about a 24% chance that if I picked 10 math teachers, exactly 4 of them would use Bitmojis on their daily warm-up slides. Let's try another. In a recent study, it was found that 83% of teens really think their math teacher is the best teacher in the whole world. Suppose you surveyed 25 teens. What is the probability that either 18 or 19 say their math teacher is the best teacher in the whole world? First, we're going to find the N. Then we're going to go to find the X. Uh-oh, there's 2 of them, so we're going to have to do 2 problems here. That's okay. Lastly, we're going to find the P. Now we're going to write our equation, and we're going to insert the N. We're going to do the 18 first for the X, and type in the 0.83 for the P. So that's what I get when I fill everything in. I'm doing the 18 first. I'm just going to condense it. Notice my 1 minus 0.83 just turned into 0.17, and my 25 minus 18 just turned into 7. Slap it in your calculator. You get about a 6.9% chance. Now we're going to do the problem again with the 19. I'm going to condense. Slap it in your calculator. You get about a 12.4% chance. Now, because this was an OR problem, I can't just leave 2 answers written there. What should I do with those 2 answers that I got? The first one for 18 math teachers and the second one for 19 math teachers. You got it. I should add them together. There's a 19.3% chance that if you surveyed 25 teens, 18 or 19 of them would say their math teacher is the best teacher in the whole world. Miss Kimpton and I are so happy. All right, let's discuss expected number last. This formula helps you find the expected number of outcomes you should get if you repeat your trials over and over and over again. The mu is the Greek symbol used to represent expected number. The n represents the total number of trials that's done in the problem. The p represents the probability that the event happens, whatever that event is. Let's try putting them all together. Please note some things. The p must be put in as a decimal, not a percent. And your final answer for mu has to be rounded to the nearest whole number because expected number is a number, not a fraction or decimal or percent. Let's try a problem. Suppose a recent study showed that 63% of math students owned a calculator. How many would you expect to own a calculator in a sample of 405? Find your n. It should be the total number of trials. Find your p. It should be the percent. Write your formula. Plug in your n and your p. Remember your p goes in as a decimal, 0.63. Slap it in your calculator. And now all you have to do is round that properly. 255.15 rounds to just 255. Let's try another. Statistics say that 6% of juniors at Howard High School do not enjoy math class. That confuses me greatly. Suppose you survey 92 kids. What is the expected number of kids that would not enjoy math class? Miss Kimpton and I are sad. Find your n and your p. Write your formula. Plug them in. Now 6% is not 0.6. It's 0.06. Be careful. Slap it in your calculator, you get 5.52 kids. Since you can't have 0.52 of a kid, we're going to round that to 6 kids. I still don't understand that. All right, freeze your video here. Copy these problems down on a piece of paper. Do them showing all of your work, and then submit a picture. This, combined with your score on the Ed Puzzle, will add half back points to your summative grade. Good luck!